So about a week ago, I made a video talking about canceled object shows, and you guys seemed to really like that video, gaining over 20,000 views, and there were a lot of object shows I didn't talk about that people mentioned in the comments section. So I thought if people liked this so much, I should make a series out of it. So here's part 2 of the curious case of canceled object shows. If you want me to do a part 3 of this video, just comment down below what shows you want me to talk about, and subscribe so you don't miss another part of this series. So the show that got commented the most was definitely Moss. And this isn't very surprising considering the fact it was probably the fastest growing object show ever, and both episodes combined almost had 5 million views. And the fact it ended surprised a lot of people considering the fact how good the show was and how much it was growing. And the creator never made a video on their main channel really talking about why it got cancelled or even if it was cancelled. The reason why it was so liked was because it was super unique with 56 contestants, which was the most contestants ever seen in an object show at the time, don't quote me on that, and likable characters, good storylines, and just really nice visuals. The first 2 episodes gathered millions of views like previously mentioned, but then they just completely stopped uploading about Moss, and there have been no signs of Moss even on the channel ever since episode 2. And this was a pretty big mystery on why it got cancelled, because it did get commented a lot on my last video, and I tried to do as much research as I can, but I couldn't really find too much of a specific answer. The only things really said by the creator themselves is that they wanted to branch off and make non-object sort of animation and post it on the community tab, and that's really all we heard. The only thing I could really find was a YouTube short created by Misk OSC talking about why certain object shows got cancelled, and I guess the creator of Moss didn't really like the show enough to really continue it. Which is really sad to see because I really did like the direction of this object show, but you do have to realize a lot of these creators aren't going to always want to do object shows, and some might lose that passion faster than others. Object Mayhem is one of the stranger cases on this list considering the fact it got cancelled probably like 3 or 4 times. Object Mayhem was made over 10 years ago, which makes it a very OG object show. Object Mayhem was running for about 5 years before its cancellation. Object Mayhem was super popular for its time considering the fact it was consistently making high quality episodes and they were releasing a lot faster than other object shows at the time. And then the first season was about to end, and then after 16 episodes it got cancelled, which was very surprising to people. And this is where things kind of start to get weird what I was talking about. There was 1 season made and then it got cancelled after 3 episodes. And then there was like a viewer voting thing where 6 characters can get voted in for the super finale from either season, but then that ended up never happening. And then there was another season made, but there hasn't been an episode in about a year, so I really don't know what the direction of the show is, and I don't know if it's ever going to come back. The reason why I believe the first season was cancelled because he didn't like the direction of where the show was going. Battle for Gold was a show that was made around in 2012 or 2013 where there was a good amount of contestants, I don't know the exact number, and they were competing for gold. And what's super interesting about Battle for Gold is definitely one of the first cases, or the first case of object show lost media that people really talked about. You could say Total Fruit Island was the first lost media case because I guess it was the oldest object show, but people didn't really talk about it. People were talking about Battle for Gold for a very long time. It eventually got recovered not long after by the graveyard of YouTube, and this was actually a pretty popular object show even after it got cancelled. Also, what's really interesting was that I found this object show probably like a week before everything just like went off their YouTube channel. It just completely got blacked out, the YouTube channel's gone, and the reason why the show got cancelled was apparently just lack of motivation to finish the show, and they didn't really like it. Is Object Land, and this might be the most famous cancelled object show of all time that went completely off the face of the internet. This show is very well known for its pretty good animation and good characters for the time of object shows, and then it had like 4 or 5 episodes and it got cancelled, and they did another season and then it just went completely off the face of YouTube. I think one of the episodes on YouTube has over 1 million views, so this was a very, very popular object show. What makes this such an interesting case is I can find nothing about this object show or why it got cancelled. And there's nothing on a wiki or like sources from creators or past like workers for the show that I can find. So if you have any information or did work for the show in the past, please comment down below because I'm actually very curious on why Object Land did get cancelled and just completely erased. Battle for Food was another pretty popular object show for its time, but not really talked about anymore. The creator was friends with the creator of Challenge to Win, which inspired him to start doing Battle for Food. This was actually the first ever object show to start the voting to save instead of voting to eliminate aspect, which T-Paw and BFB did. And this show had pretty unique characters, and I actually still like the show. I do think it aged pretty well, but it made 7 episodes and then just completely vanished. The show went on hiatus for a bit, which I'm assuming due to lack of motivation, but also they couldn't get in contact with some of the voice actors. The last video uploaded to the creator's YouTube channel was them just talking about how they needed new voice actors and how they were going to continue making better content and how they wanted to continue Battle for Food. but that's the last we ever heard from the creator. Well, I hope you guys like this video. The first part did really well, and if this part does also pretty good, I'm going to do a part 3 because these are actually pretty fun to make, and it's pretty interesting diving deep into these canceled object shows. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe. It would really help me with the algorithm, and if you made it this far, comment down below, and I'll be subscribing to some of the people who did make it this far.